kitchen, where we're filming yet another episode using the electric skillet. Tonight we're making French onion soup, where we're first going to have to peel and thinly slice 5 pounds of sweet onions. So first we're going to take off the top, and then we're going to take off the bottom, and we'll peel these. Okay, now we want to cut it in half through the middle here, from top to bottom. And then we're going to thinly slice all of these pieces. Okay, once we get all these onions peeled and sliced, we need to start sweating them down. Now, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter in my electric skillet, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this on to 270 degrees. Now, we are going to layer in these sweet onions 1 layer at a time, and on each layer we're going to probably put about 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. All told, there'll probably be somewhere between 1 1/2 and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt on here. So we're going to get these in here, and we're not going to worry about the fact that they're mounding all over the place. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put the electric skillet lid on here, and we're just going to let these sweat for about 20 minutes. When we come back to check this, these will probably be half or even 1/4 of the volume that they are now. Alright, while these onions are sweating away, now's a good time to talk about what else we're going to need for this soup. Alright, so you're going to also need 2 cups of white wine. This is just an inexpensive Chardonnay, but it does need to be drinkable. This is 2 cups of apple cider. This is 11 ounces of chicken stock along with 11 ounces of beef consommé. We're going to need some spices, some fresh parsley, a few sprigs of fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, and a couple of dried bay leaves. We're going to be making a bouquet garni out of these. We're also going to need just a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. At the end, with the heat off, we're going to eventually flavor this soup with just a little bit of brandy. Now you could use cognac, but whatever you have on hand is fine. Okay, while these onions are sweating down, we really don't need to worry about if they're burning. Burned onions, or rather caramelized onions, will add a lovely flavor dimension to this soup. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and give these onions a check. Now, be careful about steam burns. Okay, so I want to go ahead and just get these turned over a little so that the ones on top can get some direct heat also. Okay, and lid back on. Okay, these slices of French bread came from a loaf that looks remarkably like this. Now we're just going to go ahead and toast these in a 425 degree oven for about 5 minutes until they get a little bit of color on them. These are eventually going to go on top of our soup. Okay, there's an awful lot of liquid still in here, and it's actually impeding the color on these onions because there's so much liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the lid off for a while. Okay, these onions have sweated down very nicely. There's some very nice color in here. So next up we need to add all of our wine in, and we're going to let this reduce for just a few minutes. Okay, this has been reducing for about 5 minutes, and basically we've just cooked most of the alcohol out. So now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients in, minus the bouquet garni. And we're going to grind a little pepper on top. Okay, while we're waiting for this soup to come back up to temperature, it does need to simmer. This is a good time to put our bouquet garni together. Alright, for that you just need a piece of cheesecloth, And we're just going to set all of our spices right in the middle. And then we're just going to wrap them up. Okay, and then tie this off. And then we just need to cut off the extra length. Okay, and then all this is going to eventually go into our soup, but we need to be able to get all this back out again. Okay, this is starting to simmer again, so we're going to go ahead and put in the bouquet garni and just pop it down. Alright, this needs to simmer for about 20 minutes like this. Okay, this has simmered for quite some time now, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to fish out my bouquet garni, but I'm going to leave as much of the onion pieces in here as I can. Okay, and now with the heat off, I'm going to go ahead and pour in 2 ounces of brandy. Now this is a 1 ounce pour spout, so I know I just have to do this twice. Okay, let me give this a bit of a stir. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put these into soup crocks. Now, I've got these little enamel-coated cast iron soup crocks. Whatever soup crock you're going to use has to be able to take the heat from under your broiler. So you can't just use a regular old soup bowl because those will crack under the heat. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, this needs to be about 3/4 full. We don't want it overly full. Okay, let me go ahead and fill up the rest of these. Okay, now off camera I cut off the ends of these pieces of French bread so that they fit in here. So we'll put one on top of each. Okay, and then most importantly, I have a mixture of Fontina and Gruyere cheese. Now this has been grated. We are going to very generously top each one of these. I did say very generously. Okay, I've got my broiler set to low. We're going to go ahead and put these in. Now I'm going to put them on the rack from the second to the top so that the cheese doesn't burn. Okay, and remember, if your spring is too tight, put something in there so that the door doesn't close, otherwise it just shuts off the broiler. Alright, we're ready to give this French onion soup a taste. Now, I've let this sit for about 15 minutes after it came out of the oven because otherwise it would just be incredibly hot. So let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, hot. Mmm.